Hey everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome to anybody who's new and who has recently subscribed. We really appreciate all of you, and we hope that you will enjoy this video. If you're new and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, as we have a lot of fun videos to share with you of adorable animals. So anyways, this video is going to be all about facts about Pretty Bird, and I'm just going to get right into it. So first, Pretty Bird avoids sewer lids like he's terrified of them. There is a square, rusty one that's near our home, and he will avoid that sewer lid under any circumstances. He will not step on it, and he will not walk close to it. He's scared of it. Pretty Bird also will not swim in any water where he cannot see his feet. Or if he cannot see the ground. We have tried, we've taken him to lakes in the past, he won't get in. The basketball court in our neighborhood is terrifying to him. And whenever we walk across it, or have walked across it in the past, he will fly, run, and jump as much as possible to avoid touching the basketball court with his feet. It's really funny, and if you want to see a video of it, just search basketball court Pretty Bird. Funny video of him. Yeah. He tries to take baths in his water bowl, which if you've seen any videos of us at the playground, you've likely seen him do that before, and it's pretty funny. He steals showers, and oh yeah, another part to the fact that his favorite movie is Fly Away Home is that Pretty Bird will actually get butt hurt if we forget to put on Fly Away Home when we all have to leave the house and he can't come with us. Yeah, he gets angry with us when we get back home if we forgot to put it on. He is scared of the dark, and because of that, he actually has, he sleeps with a nightlight every night. And if you have ducks or geese, apparently their eyesight's not very good in the dark. So using like a dim little kid's nightlight somewhere, or like having some sort of light source, even if it's very little, can make a huge difference in their comfort. Yeah, whenever he takes a shower, he likes to sit down right where the water hits, so that he can let the water hit on his back, and then he will hang out in there and soak for as long as we let him, which can be 30 plus minutes at times. He's goofy like that. Okay, so Pretty Bird also will not leave a location. Like for an example, at the playground, if only one person is leaving and we came with more than one person. So for an example, if I start walking away, Pretty Bird won't budge. If he knows the kids are there, he will not leave a location unless everyone is leaving together. Which kind of creates a problem, a kind of funny problem, because if we've been playing around at the playground or at the field for a while and he hears children, he sometimes will think that our kids are there, and he will absolutely refuse to leave, even though he only came with me. In those cases, we have to walk the entire area calling for the children and checking for them. There's a video of him actually refusing to leave because he thinks the kids are there. It's a while back, but it's pretty funny. You can hear him calling. It's a very distinct call that they use. And yeah, we have to check the whole area before he will actually willingly come with me. Another fact about him is that he spent much of his gosling weeks riding in our daughter Boots's pink stroller. So he would take rides in her pink stroller as a gosling to go to the playground, because it was, you know, it's a lot of walking for a little tiny gosling, and there's the road and everything, and we didn't want him to get startled or run on the road or something. So yeah, he is spoiled, to say the least. If it's not warm out, and keep in mind, we're in Arizona, if it's not like perfect warm, not hot, warm, he will shiver. He gets cold so easy. And if it starts warming up and it gets into like the hotter temperatures, he will immediately start panting. This goose is so spoiled. He grew up in AC, so I mean, you can't really blame him. But he is so sensitive to everything. It's pretty funny. Alright, he will choose the children over me anytime. Like whenever we're outside, and if the kids stay behind and I run, he'll stay with the kids. If the kids go running and I stay behind, he'll go with the kids. It's always the children that he chooses, and I kind of love that. His favorite foods are kale, dandelion, broccoli, cucumber, green grass, but only the lush kind, and grains. It's a mixture of different grains. And then also what's pretty funny is that if one of us taps on grass or like rips at the grass, he or like if you're like playing with sand, he always wants to start eating and nibbling at whatever we're messing with on the ground. But that creates a problem because when I'm cleaning up after him, for an example, I've got some tissue in my hand and I'm cleaning up some of his poop, Pretty Bert will come running over and he'll start nibbling at it and he'll get poop in his mouth. And then you see him like with this open mouth, he'll just shake his head and try and get it out. And his reaction is priceless. It's really funny, but he still does it like every time. And it's not like I let him. He sometimes is just too quick and he gets to it, but I generally try to keep him from getting to it. Oh yeah, fun fact about his cucumbers. He will actually slurp and drink and lick out the center of a cucumber when he eats it. And after he's done slurping the center and eating the soft part from the middle, like literally slurping it out and drinking it, that's when he will start eating and biting off the pieces from around the edges. So generally the cucumber becomes hollow before he ends up actually eating it. And then when at home, anywhere inside the house, he will not eat his vegetables out of a bowl or from the ground. So anytime you've seen me share like a bowl of veggies that I've made for him, it's funny because I basically have to dump it out, but he won't even eat it off the ground. I literally have to put it at an elevated surface like this. This is where his food is at, because that is where he'll eat his food. And he generally stands right here on this edge to eat his food. So he's hilarious. But his grains, on the other hand, have to be on the ground in a bowl. He won't eat them off of a table or off of a surface. And then, let's see, what else do we have? All right, so another fact about Pretty Bert is a little bit sadder, but it has a happy ending. Pretty Bert actually couldn't walk for around 5 days after he hatched. We don't know why. We kind of contributed to the fact that he is a hybrid, which at the time we didn't know, but we had to basically work a lot with him and help him figure out how to walk. Like he literally couldn't stand without falling over. Until this day, because of that, we believe it's connected. He actually kind of crosses his feet closer to each other than most geese do. And when we're walking on a flat surface like concrete, like the sidewalk or a road, he actually kind of slides his feet forward, like every step is a slide a little bit. So he drags his feet basically, which can cause small sores or blisters. And to prevent that, we actually try to walk as much as possible on grass and soft surfaces, which is why you see us generally walk on a grass part rather than a sidewalk part. Also, another part of that is that he actually could not swim until he was about, I want to say about 4 or 5 weeks old. He would just dip over. Like, he could stand in the water, but he would still panic and like dip over. Again, we don't know why he was able to figure it out. And that's what that video is of him. When you look up Pretty Bert, the pet goose, gosling in a bathtub, you will see his first time in actual deeper water in this very tub. And he's so excited because he had finally learned to swim and he was doing so good, and we were just super excited. We were so proud of him. Right, Pretty? Yes. Yes, Pretty Bird. You're so big now. You were tiny back then. Oh yeah, when he was a hatchling and for several weeks after, he actually spent most of his time on my husband's chest, like cuddled in or in our armpits. And the reason why is because that's where they can best hear your heartbeat, and it's where you emit a lot of your body heat, so they can absorb it. And that's where he would cuddle and sleep most of the day. Let's see. Pretty Bird's incubation started on March 23rd, 2019. This is the best of my memory. It was the 23rd or the 24th. And he hatched on April 16th, 2019. Now, I know that's shorter than goose eggs usually incubate, and we did not do anything to make him hatch, but this is just how he incubated and when he hatched. I noted it all down. I kept record of it all. I've double checked it since, and we believe again that it's connected to him being a hybrid. Also, so we have a pet chicken called Nugget. Yes, it's my daughter's pet chicken. Her name is Nugget. And it's lighthearted fun, not meant in a mean way. And Pretty Bird actually has started getting along with Nugget pretty well. But interestingly enough, Pretty Bird and Nugget will get along a lot better during the evening when the sun is starting to set rather than throughout the day. And we don't know why this is, but it's just a fact. Pretty Bird, ever since the beginning of this mating season, will actually continuously try to get a hold of my hand on a regular basis, and he will try to hold on to my hand so that he can, I guess, pretend to mate the ground. That's what he does. He does not try to get on me or anything, and he gets pretty butthurt because I don't let him. So we have some plans for getting him a mate, and we will be updating you guys on that very soon once we have some things set in stone. Oh yeah. If the kids decide to roll down the side of the hill, like they're playing in the grass and they'll roll down the side of the hill, and there are videos of this, Pretty Bird actually gets really worried and he'll start chasing them and yelling at them. He never bites them or nips them or anything. He just yells after them, and he's like it's basically like he's going after them going, "Stop it, what are you doing? This is dangerous." It's really cute. It's pretty funny. The kids love it. Also, interesting fact about Pretty Bird. Pretty Bird is terrified of the plunger. If I get the plunger anywhere near him, Pretty Bird takes off. Yeah, you're such a big tough boy. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's okay. It's okay. I have to bring it around sometime because I make sure that, like, I obviously filter out the tub before I open the drain, but I will use the plunger to basically assure in between that nothing gets stuck, just in case I missed something when I used the net to go through the tub. It's just a precaution, but because of that, the plunger ends up in this bathroom on a regular basis when I clean it, and Pretty Bird does not like that. Anyways, interesting fact about Pretty Bird is that he seems to care a lot about people who have disabilities. He seems to be drawn to people who have any sort of disability, whether it be a disability that was acquired throughout their life or it was a disability that they were born with. He seems to react differently to those people. He seems to care about them more, feel protective of them, and that is not surprising for a goose. Geese are very caring towards anyone they believe to be part of their family. And there's more that I'll share with you guys over time about that, but right now we're going to keep it to the facts. Yeah, his egg, so Pretty Bird's egg was actually sold as food, and his egg was actually not supposed to be fertile. So when are you going to go night-night? Night-night. Night-night, Pretty Bird. Go night-night. Go night-night. Night-night. Night-night, Pretty Bird. Go night-night. Night-night. You go night-night? Are you gonna go night-night? Sorry for the interruption, but this is like my favorite thing in the world. Go night-night. I know you're tired. Go night-night. This is what Pretty Bird does if he's tired. It's actually one of the facts about him. He shakes his head and fights sleep, especially if I tell him to go to sleep. Go night night. Night night, pretty pretty. Yes, go night night. Night night, Pitbird. You gonna go night night? Pretty bird, go night night. Night night, pretty bird. Go night night, pretty pretty. Anyways, he's gonna keep doing that. He's gonna keep fighting his sleep. Another fun fact about Pretty Bird is that his egg was not supposed to be fertile, and it was actually a homeschool project that moved us to put his egg in an incubator and see if something would happen with an egg that's not fertile, which was hilarious when then suddenly we had a heartbeat when I had no plans of having a goose in the house, which is not something I recommend. Definitely, like, we just happen to be the kind of family that can, that has the kind of lifestyle where we can manage having a pet goose. And Pretty Bird just happens to have turned out to be a very good pet goose. This is not always how it ends up. They can become very loud. They can become very aggressive, depending on the gender, their attitude, their personality. Not aggressive, but like not wanting to have a close relationship with the human once they become grown-ups. And because of that, a lot of pet geese end up in rescues or end up at local lakes or rivers. And that's often why you end up seeing a goose that looks like a regular farm goose that seems to be overly friendly and not as fearful as the other geese, because oftentimes they are geese who were hand raised and then abandoned because their cute little chirps turned into loud, majestic honks, and people did not plan for that. And it's actually really sad. So that's just another fact about Pretty Bird and a little bit of information on that end. Alright, so let's go back to our facts. Alright, so that's actually the next fact that I've written down is actually that because of Pretty Bird, I have learned a lot about geese, and it's opened my eyes a lot to even other animals, to be more interested in the truth about them rather than what the word of mouth tells you about them. Like, you just assume that geese are aggressive, when in all reality they are just very defensive. They're just protective of their family, and that is not a bad thing. That is a good thing if you think about it. Anyways, Pretty Bird has actually been a big part in helping me through some depression and some anxiety a while back, and I'm ever grateful for that. And yeah, he's been a big help for me in that area. And I kind of joke around, I say he's my emotional support animal sometimes, but there is a reason for that. Anyways, Pretty Bird will literally protect you from anything unless somebody has a plunger. So keep that in mind. He will happily try to protect anyone unless there's a a sewage drain or a plunger or a few other things that will be in this list. Another thing that he likes to steal are bats. You go night night. You go night night. Night night, Pretty Bird. Go night night. Go night night. Night night, pretty pretty. Go night night, Pretty Bird. A little bit of comedy in the middle of this video. Go night night. You don't want to go night night? Pretty Bird, go night night. Night night. Go night night, Pretty Bird. Yeah, go night night, pretty pretty. Night night. Night night, Pretty Bird. You go night night. Night night. Mama's got watch. You're good. I'll watch for you. You're safe. Go night night. Why not? Go night night. Night night. Go night night, Pretty Bird. Night, night. Night, night, pretty, pretty. No, I don't want to. Anyways. Oh my goodness. This is actually the next fact about him fighting sleep. He will do this every time he gets tired. If I see that he's tired, he starts fighting sleep. I'll tell him to go night-night, that he's good, that he can go to sleep, and he will continuously shake his head. He'll sometimes even tuck his head into his wing, and then he'll pull it back out and shake his head again, like he's fighting it so hard. He's like a toddler that doesn't want to go to bed. Cracks me up. Go night-night. Anyways, Pretty Bird actually knows his name. So if I say Pretty Bird, like, and I'm like in the other room or something, and I can say it in a normal tone of voice, he always answers. He knows I'm talking about him. He knows I'm talking to him. Night, night. Go night, night. Night, night, Pretty Bird. Go night, night. Night, night. No, no night nights. Pretty Bird, go night, night. Night, night. No. Night, night. Night, night, Pretty Bird. It's always when he gets close to putting his head away that he'll shake his head. Anyway. Alright, so another interesting fact about Pretty Bird that actually is a big part of why he's such a great pet goose, or what makes him a great pet goose, just a little part of it, is actually that he rarely ever honks inside of a house. He generally mostly only honks when he's outside, and we don't know why this is. The only reasons why he usually honks when he's inside is if my husband is in a lot of pain and he gets up to do something and Pretty Bird notices that he's in pain, and then Pretty Bird will honk, kind of like he's trying to say, like, hey guys, pay attention to Dad, he might need help or something. Other reasons will include if his water is not up to his standards, or if he is wanting me to refill his vegetable table, not bowl, table. And yeah, that's pretty much the only reasons why he will honk inside the house. Alright, so interesting fact too is that Pretty Bird, regardless of whether or not his water isn't perfect, or if he doesn't have his veggies over here or whatever, he never honks if we're sleeping. This is the master bath, so it's open to our bedroom, and he will not wake us up. Like, he never has. He will not, like I'm saying, like with honks. And another interesting fact about Pretty Bird is the reason he looks the way he does is because he is a hybrid. And his mix is actually, so this is what we believe, is that his father is a Canada goose, and his mother is a farm goose, and we believe that she was a swan goose, which means that she was likely a brown Chinese. His honk is very unique. So whenever you hear him honking, you can compare it to the Canada geese or the Chinese geese, and you'll notice that he doesn't sound like them. I've never heard a goose that sounds like him, honking-wise, and it appears that Pretty Bird has his own version of his own, like, accent, his own honk, which I think is pretty cool. Another interesting fact about Pretty Bird, the fact that he's a hybrid has actually caused him to slightly change his plumage whenever he molts. Molting is when they lose their feathers and they grow new ones. And every time he molts, he usually gets like some more like white polka dots around his neck, on the back of his neck. If you look at old videos, you'll notice he has a lot less white markings around the back of his neck, and it's actually a solid black stripe, whereas now, I don't know if you can see it or not. From the angle. You're not going to show? For some reason my flashlight is not working. Ah, there it goes. You see that, Pretty Bird? There you go. Those white dots, they were not there when he was younger. Sorry that now suddenly I have good light and the video is better. I tried to turn it on earlier and it didn't work. Anyway, so yeah, his plumage slightly changes with every molt, and we'll see what happens this year, huh? He has his birthday coming up here pretty soon. His birthday is on April 16th, and he will be 2. He is a very clumsy goose, which there are many videos to prove this, but clumsy in a funny way. He is also sometimes scared of his own shadow. I don't know if this is a goose thing. I've only heard one other goose owner say that this happens to their goose, but it cracks me up, and I find it hilarious. He is a funny, funny boy, and I love him. Oh yeah, you know how in the goose attack videos, most of you have probably seen a goose attack in the past. When a goose goes after a human, generally their neck stretches out completely straight towards the human. They're honking and hissing at him, and their wings are usually all the way open or mostly open, kind of like basically they take on the shape of like an airplane. Well, Pretty Bird doesn't do that. Usually when he feels that he's trying to defend someone, like if he's trying to defend me or the children from another human, what he does is he tries to run towards them with his head down, and then he starts to nibble at feet. And I find it hilarious. He literally goes for toes, and like he doesn't use his wings. Like generally geese will use their wings to punch you. Their beaks are mostly just used to hold on to you. And they have some pretty sharp claws too. I don't know if y'all can see that really well, but yeah, they got some pretty good claws there. But yeah, usually their number one weapon is actually their wings. They're very powerful, and they can punch really good. It's like a grown man punching you. And Pretty Bird doesn't do that. I don't know if he doesn't know how, but he just doesn't. So yeah. Obviously, he loves splashing in his tub. This is like his favorite place to be in the house. And in the process of that, he generally loves flooding my bathroom, which means that I have to drive my bathroom a few times a day usually. But that's not a big deal. Huh, Pretty Bird? That's not a big deal. Yeah, that just all comes with having a goose. Very important fact about geese, about Pretty Bird and any goose out there, you generally cannot potty train a goose. You can diaper train a goose. So generally he will wear a diaper if he's out about in the house, and or I will clean up after him. So just keep that in mind if you're ever considering getting a duck or a goose or any kind of bird like this. They're generally not potty trainable, and it is a lot of work to have a pet like this. Another fact about him is that when we're at the playground and say an adult is near a child that is crying, Pretty Bird will he'll yell at the adult, like not at the child. Like when the adult walks away from the child, like Pretty Bird will yell at the adult. He won't try to attack, but he'll yell at them. He gets mad at them, like as if he thinks that they made the child cry. I don't know why that is. I've heard from other people that geese are commonly protective of children, especially if they grow up around them. He just does that. Also, whenever we cross the road, Pretty Bird always runs or flies or pretends to fly. He never just walks across, slowly across the road. It's always a hurry motion. I think he's just gotten used to it because generally we hurry across the road, especially the big one, to avoid any cars. Pretty Bird also went everywhere with us until he was about 7 or 8 weeks old. So he actually didn't stay home until he was fully grown by himself, which is actually an important fact about raising these animals, especially if you have a single one by themselves. You should never leave them alone while they're babies. It is very, very scary for them to do that, because in the wild, being without your parent means that you are most likely going to die. And so you don't want to do that to them. You don't want to scare them like that. Let's see. Yeah, Pretty Bird he's a very loyal goose. He will literally follow us everywhere. Yeah, Pretty Bird used to actually sleep up until just a few, I want to say about 2 months ago. Pretty Bird would always sleep right next to my bed, and generally his head would be tucked into my hand, or it would be laying on my mattress, or his head would be tucked into my pillow. And that's how he would sleep at least part of the night, or in the mornings while he would wait for me to wake up. And then, here, the mama help. The mama help. Mama's got you. Here. he will stand on that platform right there to actually eat, but he's spoiled, so. Anyways, but yeah, nowadays, because we've been organizing and selling things and trying to get our stuff together, he actually will sleep right here on this ledge. Like, he will usually stand right here on this area, and that's where he will sleep. Okay, so Pretty Bird has another interesting fact about him. So anything that is red, I don't know why. I don't know if it has something to do with like red in nature, it means poison or something. But Pretty Bird is terrified of everything that is red. He doesn't like Coca-Cola bottles. He doesn't like red anything. So if I'm using, say, like a tie that has some red on it, there are certain shades of red that he will not accept. And the other shades of red, I have to kind of desensitize him a little bit, and then he'll be fine with it. But initially, he's always scared of the red. Like, when he first sees it, he's terrified of it. He wants to go after it. He wants to bite it. Let's see. And, well, number one fact about Pretty Bird, pretty much to know, is that he is a sweetheart. But he will act very tough, as if he's a super tough goose that's super dangerous. But in all reality, he's a big softie who is literally scared of his own shadow and scared of water where he can't see his feet. So, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Am I telling everyone your secrets? Yes, you are, Pretty Bird. See, this is about as loud as he'll honk inside. Like, communication honking, not like a call honk. Anyways, but, so, yeah, Pretty Bird is, the final fact is that Pretty Bird is part of our family, and that is never going to change. And we love him, and he makes us happy, and we hope that we make him happy. We try to. Right, Pretty? That water was literally perfectly clean and clear, like 30 minutes ago. Sorry this video is so long. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about Pretty Bird, or learning a little bit more about Pretty Bird. And if you're new to the channel, I hope you'll consider to subscribe and leave a comment if you have any more questions about Pretty Bird or anything like that. And this, see, he wants to try to get a hold of me so that he can try to mate. This is what he does. So right now I know that's what he's trying to do. See, he's barely, like, he's not trying to hurt me, he's just trying to hold on to me. And I don't let him, so he gets mad. What? No, you're not allowed to. No, you're not allowed to. No, Pretty Bird, you can't do that.